सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि। भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। Namaskar to all of you who are attending this talk, this class through this YouTube medium. So we are in the fourth chapter, and if I see the flow of the ideas, what was going on in the beginning, Bhagwan said that I was the original preceptor since the beginning of time who taught this karma yoga. So taking forward the ideas from the last chapter, that is third chapter, which is karma yoga, trying to bring upon the mind of Arjuna that this is as old as time, the secret of work, how to attain perfection through work. So this was the primary idea of Bhagwan while saying so. But Arjuna, he cites doubt and raises uncertainty about the personality of person of Sri Krishna, about the identity of Sri Krishna. And in that context then, Bhagwan says those verses that who he is from the three perspectives, that is, he is Atma, he is Ishvara, and also the Avatara. And then the purpose and time, that instance when he takes birth as an avatar. And that whosoever knows him, that this his actions and birth as divine, so he gets free. And this is not the first time that many here to before had attained perfection in that way. Not only that, that he is the manifested world. He is the manifested world. He is not separate from it. And whosoever seeks him into the world, worldly objectives, and in whatsoever way approaches him, trying to seek him, he also facilitates that. And very naturally, many people that try to seek him as a small objective and try to please the gods who may ordain so, who may bless them with such a worldly objective instead of seeking God himself or seeking spirituality within themselves. They seek the worldly objective in the outward world. that that he has this statement of the 13th verse, Chatur Varne Maya Srushtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. It is in passive voice, that Maya Srushtam. It has been Srushtam, created by me. He didn't say that I created. He didn't use the active voice. He used Maya Srushtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. We discussed this verse little bit in our last class. That Guna having preponderance, character having preponderance, Guna and Karma followed by Karma. So Guna is Pradhana. Guna is more important than Karma, which decides the nature of the person. And Shankaracharya shows that the four varnas naturally, so according to the differentiation and preponderance of the different gunas, we saw that in the last class. So in the second line, in the third and fourth charan of this 13th verse, so that Arjuna should not misunderstand again, he says this: Tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram avyayam. It is not that I, as a person, as an somebody taking sides with somebody, that I should have some people. To my many times we attribute this kind of human behavior to God. That why God has created this world, it is for his amusement. So, but it is way of speaking. It is way of speaking, and so Krishna should, Arjuna should not misunderstood that. So Krishna says that this has been created by me, as if this is the now natural evolution in this cosmology. That how the world is created from gunas, how humans are different indriyas are created. Prakriti is made up of several principles. So which constitutes also this Prakriti is Trigunamayi Bhava. So so also these Triguna are Saguna, sorry, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and of which made up of these are five elements, five Jnanendriyas, five Karmendriyas, and are you not able to hear this? Are you not able to hear this? Can you somebody text me? विजय वो वॉइस एडजस्ट करो. So hello. वो ग्रुप आउट में प्रॉब्लम है. ग्रुप आउट में उसका थोड़ा हिलाओ. ग्रुप आउट में प्रॉब्लम है. इज इट ओके नाउ? हेलो. 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 ये आवाज बंद करो तो सुन नहीं पाओगे. हाँ ठीक है, अभी ये ठीक है. So ठीक, okay. So this is the 13th verse we are discussing. We had discussed this in the earlier class. So one should not misunderstood that Bhagwan has created somebody greater and somebody inferior. This is not the meaning of it. So this is the natural evolution according to the mixture of the different gunas of sattva, rajas, tamas, their preponderance, and that's why their character, their behavior, and their choice of actions, therefore professions. So, this is the, and what we have seen in the earlier verse, in the three perspectives, three aspects of the same divine principle, he had said that these are the one and the same. Namely, that is the Atman, then Ishvara, Bhutanam Ishvara, Ajopi, San Avyaya Atma, Atma, Ishvara, and Avatara. Prakritim Swam Adhisthaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya, who takes birth presiding over his Prakriti. So, this Atma, Ishvara, and Avatar, these three principles from the perspectives of Advaita Vedanta, Vishishtadvaita, or the Dvaita. So, from these all three perspectives, this Atma Nirupan we will find in Upanishads and other Brahma Sutra like text. So, similarly, we find a lot of deliberation or rasaswadan of this avatara and its lila in different Purana ityadi. But we at very few places or so succinctly, so in a clarified way, we find this deliberation on this Ishvara aspect of the Bhagavan, the manifested principle or the unmanifested person, which is something between the principle and the person, which has guna but no rupa. Saguna nirakara. Ishvara. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hruddeshe arduna tishtati. Now, in the 9th chapter, from verses 4 to 11, we find very nice deliberation on this aspect of that divine. And here, that Arjuna should not misunderstood. That's why in the second line, he immediately clarifies, Tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram avyayam. Human being, we have the tendency to see God like ourselves, because we can relate to him then in this way. Swami Vivekananda, in his lectures, he has said in Jnana Yoga also, that if a buffalo has to imagine a buffalo god, a god, it will be a bigger, more mightier buffalo, and which have unlimited pleasures and no obstruction to it. So it will be buffalo's world, and buffalo in that buffalo's world, in that world, in its idea of God, it will be another buffalo. It will be ideal dream of that buffalo. So similarly for human beings, the God has to be human, like him. Superhuman, divine, which transcends all these frailties, weaknesses of human being. He is unconditional, infinite. So it is human imagination of God. So there is, as Sri Ramakrishna used to say, there is no end to his expressions. Tar iti nai. So we try to put the actions or ways of, we choose ways of expression while talking about God. We use such kind of human expressions. So he says, Maya Srushtam. Like in this context, I remember this in a Kathopanishad. This comes, Yame Vaishe Vrunute Tena Labhya, Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhya, etc. So Atma cannot be attained by mere talk. Na dhanaya, na dhanena, na prajaya, srutena. So not by wealth, not by progeny. So how it is attained? Yame Vaisha, to whom Atma chooses. So Atma, how it is principle, how it is chooses. It is a way of expression. Human expression, human way of expression. Maya Srishtam. This is because human beings, their minds, they are made up of these three gunas because it is the subject of Prakriti. So naturally, gunas and their mixtures, as it will vary, so will be different kinds of persons. So majorly speaking, category speaking, four kinds of persons. So how Shankara puts it, so Brahmana, which has the preponderance of Sattva. So Kshatriya, which has the preponderance of Rajas, and Sattva is subjugated. Vaishya has the preponderance of Rajas, whereas Tamas is the secondary guna. And whereas the Shudra, where the preponderance of Tamas is there and Rajas is secondary. Four kinds of people. So this is not related to social caste. Social caste is not, Bhagavan is not saying that he has created that. This is the natural nature of the people. It is not referred to social order. We will, with the respect to this, when we were talking in the last class, we can, I had said that this is a clear case of exploiting and this hijacking something natural order for the succession of privileges to ourselves, to our progeny, for the few people, and depriving others. This basic selfishness of human beings that has resulted into this disasters. And we also discussed that this basic selfishness is very innate to human beings, and that's why castes and groups, they will be found everywhere, in every society, in every time. Bourgeois and peasants, there will be always fight between these. Some people want to keep some privileges for themselves, and while making others to serve for them, and other people who want to fight that draconian barricade, which is preventing them having their own fair play of game. So this is about the caste and this guna karma vibhagasha according to the preponderance of guna and karma, these four varnas. So though he says that it has been created by me, he says with the akarta, kartaram apimam with the akartaram avyam, because I am avyaya, there is no mutation, there is no change, there is no vikara in me, I am the principle. And in this what I was referring to, this 9th chapter, these beautiful verses from verse 4 to 11. So maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina masthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshva vastitah. That I am through this avyakta murtina, maya tatam idam, that I have covered this whole world, that in me this sarva bhutani, they lies in me and I do not in them. That is, I am not the manifested world, in a sense, that do not mistake, like when we say that God is the murti, God is the pratima, pratima is not the God. So in a way, so not to misunderstand one for another. Nachamasthani bhutani, they are also not within me, saying from the Paramarthata, as Bhagavan Shankaracharya put, from the higher perspective, that they are not even within me, Pashyame Yogam Aishwaryam. So, etc. from these verses, so he gives the simile or the example of the Akasha. Yatha Kasha Sthito Nityam Vayu Sarvatra Go Mahan. Like in Akasha, Vayu is Sarvatra Gaha. Sarvatra means which can go anywhere, Sarvatra, everywhere. That I am like that. Tata Sarvani Bhutani Masthani Iti Upadharaya. Like in that infinite sky, that air is everywhere. So understand Arjuna, in this way he is explaining this aspect of his divine, the Bhutanam Ishvara aspect. So again in the next verse, to clarify this idea, he says that because he has started this 4th chapter initially talking about the Karma Yoga, bringing its importance and clarifying it all the more upon the mind of Arjuna, that being saying that it exists since the beginning of time. He is saying that, so in this one verse, because Arjuna cited, he had confusion, a doubt about the identity, about the nature of his personality. So to clarify that, one more verse he says, so that Arjuna can comprehend it a better way, and then he moves on again to the Karma Yoga. So this 14th verse, Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yo abhijanati karmabhir nasabadhyate. Namam karmani limpanti. He said in earlier verse, Vidhi akartaram avyayam. I am the unchangeable. There is no change, there is no vikara, there is no this bhava of preferential treatment for some and depriving others of it. That I do not have that human weakness. I am not that. I am avyayam akartaram. That's why I am akartaram. So do not see me as human being, as we have done the mistake in the beginning of the this fourth chapter of this adhyaya. That you understood me as this limited person, limited by this flesh and bone, born and such date, to such and such people, at such and such place. You are thinking me only to that much. I am not that much. I am that Atma, I am that Ishvara, I am also this avatara in this flesh and bones. So, if you understand this divine nature of mine, then you can understand my divine birth and divine action, then you will get free. You understand this my avyaya nature, that I have not been touched by this action because I do not have any karma phale spruha. I am not doing certain action with certain kind of motive. They are the natural progression of the Prakriti. He says that in the 9th verse of this 9th chapter, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. That this is what is happening in this Prakriti. This is the 10th verse. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. This is the alone hetu, the purpose, the propelling engine with which this world is going under modification. Jagad Viparivartate. I am mere the presiding entity. Sri Ramakrishna cited a very nice example. That suppose you consider a household where a big ceremony like marriage is going on. The mistress of the household, the lady, so she is supervising, directing everyone to take the do their all respective duties. She is seeing what is being done, what is to be done, whether it is done properly or not. She is giving command. She is directing the army of these different peoples, workers. And what is the Lord, the master of the house? He is doing, Sri Ramakrishna citing this example. What he is doing? He is sitting on a couch nicely and they are smoking that hubble bubble. But without his consent, it is his consent, it is his presence. That is mere, that much is required. If he is removed from that scene, then everything falls to chaos. Then nothing exists. So he is the God, that Tattva, that Ishvara. So Prakriti is doing all this play. At the Maya Adhyakshana, that is, he is the constant Sakshi, witness of it, without which this creation cannot happen. Sankhya believes those. That without Sanyoga, Purusha and Prakriti, this creation cannot happen. But Prakriti does all this play. And he is the constant witness of it. Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. And those who know me, that Ishvara, that God, in this way, then he can understand that Namam Karmani Limpanti. He is Avyaya Atma, constant Sakshi. In the last verse, I had quoted this verse from this same, in the fifth verse, in the 5th chapter. in the 5th chapter, sorry, न कर्तृत्वम न, that is 14th verse, न कर्तृत्वम न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभु न कर्मफल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. So to understand this again, so to emphasize on the mind of Arjuna that I am the divine person in a way of human, as a human being I speak like a human being, the way of expressions. So do not misunderstand this. So Sri Ramakrishna used to say, Sri Ramakrishna had said that the avatars who take birth, they never forget their divine nature. They never forget. It is never obscured from their consciousness, from their awareness. They are always aware. That's why it is called as the Leela. Their time spent in the form of a human being on this earth, that though divine, they perform like a human being, they act like a human being. So to that God, that Atma, Ishvara or Avatara, Namam Karmani Limpanti, that karma does not get attached, he does not get smeared by karmas. Limpanti. हिंदी में कहते हैं लिपापोती. That when we clean a floor, especially when there is to be floor made up of clay, so with some kind of solution of this one clay, water or sometime cow dung, that we're taking a cloth or something, this lipna कहते हैं. Namam, similarly, this verb, limpanti. Namam karmani limpanti. Does not taint me, does not tarnish me, because they does not attach to me. Because I does not act like the person who is subjugated by the Prakriti. I am not Prakruti Adhina. I am not Maya Adhina. I am Maya Dhisha. Namam karmani limpanti. Name karma phale spruha. Because I do not have any hope, expectation in the karma phala. With that expectation, the people which are motivated to take actions, take recourse to different endeavors, small or big, propelled by those. That is spruha. So I do not have that. I am not bound and pushed by those desires into actions. I do not do that. In him this whole world resides. Ishvara explaining what Swamiji said, he is the samashti of all jivas. He is the samashti, he is the sum total of all consciousness. He is the sum total of all this that resides within him. We saw that verse from the 9th chapter. Masthani sarva bhutani. So, and those who knows me in this way, iti mam yo ya abhijanati. Janati abhijanati. In a comprehensive way, in truly knows me in this way, karma bhir nasabadhyate. So that person does not get bound by karmas. Karma bhir nasabadhyate. So what will happen? The person who knows me in this way, he knows the secret of this nature, of this world, that what human being is, what is putting him into the action, what God is, what his principle, that is what's his ideal, what is his destiny, where he has to go. So that will set him free. Karma bhir nasabadhyate. He will not get attached. He will not get bound into the actions. That is the idea here. And here, Bhagwan now again moves to explain this beautiful karma yoga from this 15th verse. So here we conclude our deliberation until this 14th verse. Na mam karmani limpanti, na me karma phale spruha, iti mam yo abhijanati, karma bhir nasabadhyate. Now the 15th verse, evam jnatva krutam karma purvairapi mumukshubhi Kuru karma eva tasmatvam purvaihi purvataram krutam. So, in the 14th verse, he concludes that how a person not get bound by these karmas, by knowing this divine, how, what is the nature of this world for the jiva or for the Ishvara, for the avatara. If he knows that, then he will know his path, how to proceed further. So, by knowing this thing, by knowing this secret, he says, Krutam karma purvairapi mumukshubhi. So, as in earlier time, mumukshus, the people who were intent to attain this moksha, who were desirous of the moksha. Mumukshu, they are called as mumukshu, who are desirous of the moksha, who has understood the play of this maya and therefore do not want to pursue it anymore. But as long as they have to be in this world, they nahi kaschit chanam api jatu tishtati akarmakrut, they cannot stay without an action for a second. They have to go on doing actions and they have to now choose. But they have understood on the other hand that this play of maya, this dualities of this pleasure and pain of this world, this is not going to end. Perfection can never be attained here in this imperfect world. So he is seeking moksha, the deliverance from this vicious cycle of this karma and karma phala, to attain that eternal peace. So those are mumukshus. So how did they chose their actions? How did they act to become free? So the earlier there had been so many purvahi api. So they have these mumukshus. The way they acted, chose their actions, followed the path of action of this karma yoga, knowing this secret, you also go on doing the same way. Mahajanaha gata yena sapantha. The great ones, that is the path by which the great ones have earlier walked. That is the path. Follow those footsteps. This is what Krishna is urging to Arjuna. Evam jnatva, knowing this, krutam karma, go on doing action. Go on doing action, but do not get bound by it. Like purvairapi mumukshubhi, as it has happened in earlier times for these different mumukshus, the people who were desirous of the mokshas, they walked their spiritual path while doing actions. Kuru karma eva. Go on doing actions. Kuru karma eva. Eva means, yes, you have to go on doing, there is a stress. Karma eva, karma alone, go on doing karma alone. That there is no escape. Do not think in that way. Think how to do. Do not think how to escape from actions. Kuru karma eva tasmat, therefore. Tasmat tvam he Arjuna. Tom Arjuna. As in earlier time, mumukshus, krutam karma, and they did their karmas, krutam, have done their actions. Purvai api. So, tasmat, therefore, you also, kuru, do actions, karma eva, actions alone. Purvaihi purvataram krutam. So, like before, purvaihi, your purvajas, the ancients, by the ancients, your purvajas, how they have done purvataram in the olden times. In those times has done, so also you go on doing the action. Kuru karma eva tasmatvam. So, from the both angle, from the point of view of mumukshus, as they have done their actions, krutam karma, purvairapi, in the olden times, so also So you are going from the point of view of speaking, from spiritual point of view, from the point of view of mumukshats. They have chosen their actions knowing the secret, krutam karma. So therefore you also go on doing like your purvajas may not be they seeking this moksha, but that is your heritage. They had been went on doing actions. So also from both perspective, you should not think of relinquishing actions, abandoning actions. But you must choose this path of karma yoga, knowing the secret of getting free from the circle of this karma and karma phala, this circle of transmigration, because karma phala causes one to take birth again and again and thus attain moksha. That is the idea Bhagavan is putting forth. So this is the connection of his explaining about this divine nature and its that action of divine, and how the way it does not bind him because of absence of that ahankara, of that karma, desire, karma phale spruha, desire of the fruits of actions. So it does not bind him. So also it can pave way for you to become free. That is the message Bhagavan is giving. So, and now he will slowly, come on to this karma yoga and furthermore down this chapter in different verses. He goes on as if meditating what is this idea of karma yoga is exactly, so that Arjuna can form the clear idea of it and how difficult it is. So he puts forth in this 16th verse, kim karma, kim akarma, iti kavaya api kavayah api atra mohitaha. That what is action, what is to be done, and what is non-action, akarma, that is what is not to be done. Here in this context, even wise sages gets deluded, confused, that their mind is obscured and they are not able to take the clear decision. This is the product of the delusion, which is the product of tamas. That when one is deluded, he cannot clearly decide differentiate one thing from the other. What is karma, what is akarma? What is action, what is inaction? What is to be done and what is to be not done? What should not be done? And he says that that principle on the basis of which you can understand tatte karma, that karma, action, or rather the principle on the basis of which you will be able to decide your course of action, pravakshami, I will teach you. I shall tell. And knowing which, yad jnatva, knowing which, moksha se ashubhat, that you will get free from this ashubhat, that which is ashubha, which is binding, which brings this misery of this world, of this transmigration. That here, the person, this is ashubha, world is ashubha for the person who realizes that he is bound, he is trapped, and he is desperate to get free. For him it is ashubha. The person who is enjoying this world, for him this is the mart of joy. He will enjoy that. So it is not the question of the person who is enjoying that. The person who has come to this, awakened to this realization of this awareness that this is a trap and he must get free from it, that he is been imprisoned here. For him it is ashubha. So Bhagavan says in this verse that what is action, what is inaction, what is doable, what is not doable, what is to be done and what should not be done. I will teach you this principle, the secret of this karma yoga, knowing which it will set you free. So this is the 16th verse, and There are 5 minutes still, 4 minutes. So we will just look on this 17th verse, a brief look of it. Karmano hi api bodhavyam. That karma, what is karma? That is, what is the course of your action, right course of action. That has to be known. It has to be understood. Karmano hi api bodhavyam. It has to be understood. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. Something, so to a desirous effect, there is something, the right course of action you should do. There is something which is completely, which can bring the completely opposite result, that is vikarmanaha. That is completely, which can bring the completely opposite result, that is vikarmanaha. And there is third, it is called as akarmanaha. Akarmana is that karma, if one engages into it, which does not bring the right result. Akarmana. Karmana hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmana. Akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. That Arjuna, that to understand this flow of karma into this karma phala, it is very deep, it is impenetrable. It is inscrutable. We cannot understand it. We cannot do its scrutiny. Gahana karmano gati. Its depth you cannot fathom. So, this is how deep and complex the way of karma is. To understand what is the right action, what is the opposite action, and what is the waste action, the doing which it will not bring the right result, akarmanaha. So these all to be understood, and he start his exposition making him understand this point or the secret of this karma yoga from the next verse. We will see this in the next class. Till then, Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.